I would work long shifts. I would, be home by midnight. So waking up early was a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously, I would work like 11 to close, 11 to 10 p.m. being closed. And then you stay there for another hour.
Yeah.
You clean. Then you get home, you shower out. I mean, by the time you're going to sleep at 1 a.m., dude.
All right. We are here at the Paso Robles podcast today. We have a lion in the house from Jorge Zamarron from Lion Pro Flooring. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what do you do, and we'll go from there, man.
Awesome. No, well, thank you, Miguel, for having me on your show, Paso Robles podcast. Yes, so my name is Jorge Zamarron. I am the owner, contractor for Lion Pro Flooring. We install engineer hardwood. We do laminate, vinyl plank, high-end carpet, baseboards, trim. We self-level floors. We replace subfloors. Anything to do with flooring, we do it. I just can't mess with anything that's structure-wise. Mm-hmm. But on top, we can replace everything that's rotten, which happens a lot. We also do some tile. I don't do a whole house of tile, just because it's a lot of work. So
what justifies a whole house though? Like what square footage are we looking at?
So yeah, for tile, I'm talking like a restroom, an office, one room.
Yeah,
that would do. But if we're talking like 1,000 square feet home, anything over that, tile wise, with all the stuff we have going on, it just requires a little bit too much time for me and my crew. And it just, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
The whole saying. So yeah, that's what.
Do you ever find, and this is just like out of my like silly curiosities, like every time I hear somebody talk about tile, there's never the same tile that they want to replace it with doesn't exist. Do you run into that a lot? Like, hey, half the let's say half the house needs to be replaced with this certain wood or this certain style or whatever. It doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's very common, and in my experience, it's almost intentional. That companies that sell that type of flooring do that crap because they want you to go back and not be able to find that piece so that you can go ahead and replace, the whole flooring. No. And I mean, we don't mind it, obviously. Yeah. But as a homeowner, yes, it definitely, sucks. So yeah, a lot of the times, I mean, we can find the size of whatever whether it's tile, hardwood, whatever it may be. We'll find the size, but it's not going to match what you already have there already.
Right.
And not only that, even like with hardwood, even if you do have a piece and you have it in your garage and it's been there for 5 years, well, even if something that gets damaged that, you've had inside the home and it's had foot traffic and you have animals and all this, well, even once we put that piece in there and replace it, you're still going to see the difference because, I mean, you're putting in a newer piece and then you have something that's old, that's obviously just wear and tear. But no, to get to answer your question, yes, it's very difficult to find a piece to match exactly what you already have if you want to do a repair.
Do people like not believe you when you say I can't find it?
I don't know. I really haven't.
You haven't run into issues?
No, because a lot of the times when they do call me, it's because they already done their research and they can't find it.
Okay.
Now, I do work with a lot of stores in the county, and I do have, obviously a lot of resources as far as being able to get you whatever kind of flooring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I can't find it within those stores, because those stores obviously have their own, people that they go through.
Yeah.
And if they can't find it, usually you're out of luck, man. So
this episode is sponsored by Lion Pro Flooring. Give new life to your floors with beautiful, professionally installed flooring. Whether it's hardwood, luxury vinyl, or carpet, your home deserves quality you can feel and craftsmanship you can trust. Serving Paso Robles in all of SLO County, Lion Pro Flooring is your local expert in transforming spaces. Call or text 805-712-3710 for a free estimate today. That's 805-712-3710. Lion Pro Flooring, when quality matters. This episode is sponsored by Santos Bros Plumbing. Are you in need of a dependable and effective plumber you can trust? Look no further than Santos Bros Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers in Paso Robles, California. Call them now at 805-360-4679. That's Santos Bros Plumbing. This episode is sponsored by Valeria Noves with RE/MAX, your local real estate expert here in the Paso Robles and Central Coast. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, Valeria makes the process smooth, personal, and stress-free. She's bilingual, experienced, and ready to help. ¿Hablas español? Ella también. Call Valeria today at 805-212-6387 and let's get you a home. Yeah, because so you're saying like by the time they get to you, they've done the research. Who do you work for? Like, what's the most common work you do? Is it residential, commercial? Because I know you do both.
Yeah, we certainly, yes, we do a lot of residential. We do a lot of commercial. We do new construction. So, but obviously our main thing is residential, a lot of residential. We've been doing a lot of work here in Paso here lately, but no, I mean, we travel the whole county. We've gone as far as, even, with my previous boss, we went all the way to Lancaster, we stayed there a whole week. We did the courthouse there in Lancaster. And I mean, that project sucked because we had to do all the work during the nighttime. So we started at 5:30 p.m. after the court closed, and then we had to be out of there by like 6:30. So all the work was done at nighttime, and there was a lot of they call them compository tiles, which is little squares,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the whole courthouse there. But yeah, we do mainly our what we stay busy with is residential. But yes.
So how long has Lion Pro Flooring been a company?
Lion Pro Flooring, it'll be 3.5 years now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, 3.5 years that, it's been under my license. That I started my own business.
Yeah. And so I know you worked with somebody else and you told me a little bit about it, but so the audience and listeners can like really kind of understand what made you jump from working for someone to working for yourself. What were some of the factors? What would your advice be to someone who's thinking about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, for myself, obviously I loved what I did, as far as work wise. The guy I work for, awesome person, love the guy. He's a mentor. I still talk to him. Even just a couple of weeks ago, I just called him, just for some advice on certain things. And that's the cool thing, that I can always reach out to him. I never burn your bridges, never burn your bridges, always, go out, respectfully. But for myself, I started, I mentioned this before, where I had 3 jobs, and one of my main job was flooring. So flooring, it was, 8 to 5. Then I had another job from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then on the weekends, I had my own flooring, stuff going. And then on the weekends, it got to the point, I went a whole year with no days off, just working even every weekend. Even the people that worked, during the week with the flooring companies, a lot of the people I brought in, I trained. So they were also close friends. And on the weekends, they also wanted extra money. So, I would double up the money and, we would do more flooring in 2 days than we did in a whole week. But that's, a lot of people are motivated by money, and we're all motivated. I'm motivated by money, right? So
Absolutely.
So for me, working those weekends and then just being basically booked out every weekend, I'm like, well, shoot, I'm making more money in 2 days than I'm making working 5 days and having, that also middle job. So that's what kind of got me going. Obviously, I needed, 4 years of experience minimum to be able to even apply for my license. So I went, and talked to, at the time, my boss. I was like, hey, this is what I do have in mind, And he was always behind it. He never, obviously he was bummed, but
I think that's a good boss to have, is someone who like actually encourages you to do your own thing at some point, And
that's the cool thing, obviously, yeah. And for myself, it's the same thing. Like, I don't want to keep, nobody hostage, any employee. Like I want to train you and teach you what I know so that you can, obviously become your own boss. Shit, if I did it, you can do it too. But obviously your heart has to be in it. You want to do it for the right reasons. And, I mean, that's kind of what got me going, it's just like I said, it came down to I'm making more money in 2 days than with this other 2 jobs. And even when I decided to go for it, I talked to my, previous boss. I told him, like, can I only work 3 days for you? And then, 2 would be for myself. And he was fine with that, and I did that for a few months. And then after that, I started getting even busier. So, I mean, that's when I went back and talked to him. And I mean, he wasn't happy, but he understood. And, that's how it all started. And that's what definitely got me going there, and ever since we've been blessed, man. So
yeah. So I mean, you were working 5 days a week with him, and then on the weekend, and then eventually you made the jump. You're working every single day, and we've been hanging out a lot. And I mean, that's pretty much, you still work every single day, but now you're working on it rather than in it because you have staff. What's the goal here? What's, like, obviously money's a motivation, but
right.
where do you want to build it to?
So, I mean, the goal is to, obviously be able to employ more people, have a South County team, have a North County team, be able to split up crews and, have people directing traffic, I mean, that's the goal. That's the mindset. You want to think big. Shoot, I'm not doing it just to pass time here.
Yeah, not just Slow County, but like down. Exactly. We're looking at Santa Maria.
Yeah, so that's the thing. My license, obviously, I can floor anywhere in California. So, I mean, basically, I mean, I want to branch out. That's the mentality. If you're gonna do something, do it big. Don't be stuck in your own little world. Don't be comfortable more than anything, because a lot of us get comfortable and you're just used to that, and a lot of us are scared to be out of that comfort zone and not make that jump. And I mean, if that's your case, I encourage you not to do that, because you will always be stuck on that little bubble. So.
This episode is brought to you by Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street. Craving something delicious in Paso Robles? Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street has you covered. Enjoy tasty sandwiches, fresh salads, and smoothies like the Banana Nut Blast, my personal favorite. Kick back on the covered patio, sip on a cold beer and wine, and enjoy the easy parking. Order online for pickup or dine-in. And here's a treat. Use promo code PODCAST for $5 off your next order. That's PODCAST for $5 off your next order. Open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rad Scooter Deli. Local flavor, fast and fresh. This episode is sponsored by Pueblo Furniture in Paso Robles. Skip the credit card headache. Talk to Roger and get 0% in-house financing on quality furniture you'll love. Visit them at 1030 Railroad and 10th Street or call 805-239-5942. That's Pueblo Furniture. Comfort you want, payments you can handle. Y sí, se habla español. Just ask for Roger. This episode is sponsored by Western Janitor Supply. They have cleaning supplies and equipment for any workplace. Call today at 805-238-2112. They provide an extensive line of chemicals, paper products, and floor equipment. Again, that's Western Janitor Supply, located in downtown Paso Robles. Yeah, that's some pretty solid advice. You're gonna get stuck in your bubble. So, did you ever feel that way? Did you ever feel like getting stuck in the bubble? Because I feel like everything you've done, you've always done it like to the best of your ability. Mm-hmm. Is there a time where like that you felt stuck in a bubble or something that made you want to like, okay, I'm never going to do that again?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm ready to jump out of that one.
I haven't heard this part.
I'm ready to jump out of this one. No, obviously it was for me. So, my first job was at Vineyard Hills. I was 15 when I started working there, right? Was there for maybe a year. And then after that, KFC. Mm-hmm. I was with KFC for a very long time. It was a franchise, so it operated different than a corporate KFC. Mm-hmm. So with that, I mean, it was a great job while it lasted. It was fun growing up and all this. I got to travel with that job. I lived in different cities. One of the, cities or states actually being Alaska. So I got the opportunity to live there for a whole year because of KFC.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I hated, living there. It made me appreciate Paso.
Yeah.
But no, yes, to get to that point, yes, it got to me. I realized that I didn't want to do food anymore. I always had a thing, for the construction area, being able to, kind of build things and, use your own mind and get creative, and a lot of the times, especially when we're doing like engineer hardwood, like we get creative on some things, and I mean, we can do certain designs and, just different things and not just it be boring.
Right.
And it just got real boring for me. I lost, basically I lost interest, it just got boring. I didn't want to do that crap anymore. It got to the point where I hated it. So I'm like, shit, I don't want to do this ever again, and I need to look for something that makes me happy and that, that I can actually make a living off.
Yeah.
And was that the plan when I jumped into flooring? No. But then...
How did you find out about flooring? Like, how did you get that job?
So, like I said, there was a time when I was in the food industry and I was like, shit, I just want out,
Yeah.
And I had like 4 things in my mind that, I applied for that I wanted to do. One of them being the construction zone, and that obviously flooring goes with that. So I put resumes in, and basically the first one that answered was a flooring contractor, and within 2 weeks, I put in my 2 weeks, and within 2 weeks I started working for him, and that's kind of what jumped me into this.
Yeah.
And what I love the most, it's just being able to. It never gets boring. It never gets old. Every job, it's a different, challenge. It's something different, and it kind of just your brain's always going. Like food wise, shit, it's always the same thing you're doing, and repetitive. Flooring, just on the installation, it is. But as far as the prep work, is the home uneven? Okay, now we need to fix that, level it, do we need to replace, certain things, just basically you're doing your own thing, obviously. And at the end, the best feeling is feeling proud of something you did, that you actually put your mind and you gave it your all. And that's what I enjoy about what I do. And with obviously, I mean, somebody comes in and orders a 12 piece of chicken. You put 12 pieces of chicken in a bucket, dude, you're done. You're just like, shit, what is there to feel proud of about that, It's a good starting job, But as far as, I mean, I made a career out of it because, like I said, I worked for a franchise. I was started from the bottom and then store manager. And so I moved up the chain, so.
What were the other resumes? Where'd they go?
Where they go?
Yeah.
One of them was actually PG&E.
Okay.
That was one of the things. And then, the other 2, man, you're making me think.
You're like Popeyes. I was kidding.
Popeyes. That was a different food chain. No, I was done, like, with food-wise. I was done with food. I wanted to be out in the, open field. I did not want to be a painter, that's for sure. I mean, painting, props to those guys. It's, once you paint, it's easy, but it's all the prep work and all the shit you have to do to, just
no patience for that myself.
I mean, it requires a lot of patience.
This episode is brought to you by the White Wave Wellness. Choose to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It is a process of change and growth towards a mentally and physically healthy lifestyle. Reach out to Jennifer Hale to learn more about how this water can change your life. There was one time where, what was it? I worked in fast food too. I worked at Taco Bell, Jack in the Box. I want to say that's it. I don't think I have anything else. On and off Taco Bell. About 30 days for Jack in the Box.
30 days? What was that? Your like?
No, it was
30-day probation period, Miguel.
No, it was my junior year of high school, and I worked 30 days leading up to prom. So I only made enough money to like be able to go to prom comfortably.
Oh, gotcha.
And then I quit. And also for other reasons too. It was not just that simple. But I was like, I got my last paycheck and I left. I'm like, all right, I'm not coming back because like I wasn't getting, I was getting a lot of hours, but like I was being worked like the crap hours.
Yeah,
and even though I didn't want that, so and I worked factories, I worked vineyards, both harvesters and picking, and I'm like, I have props to the people who pick. I can't do that. I did it one day and I was done. I can't even say that I went for a week or something or a month.
I mean, in your case, you're a big ass dude.
Tall.
Yeah, you're a big ass dude.
Dude, my legs were hurting.
Your back, your knees. So I can see that. Yeah.
And then after all that, I was trying to get I got let go from the factory for not my fault reasons, and
sure, drinking on the job, Miguel.
Yeah, no, I just called out too many times, but I got let go, and then I was starting to apply. I applied what I knew, I was gonna apply at McDonald's. I wasn't thinking of applying at the movie theater. I took the general job application for McDonald's and dropped it off at the theater. And they took that one. And then, but I remember also trying to work at Big Five.
Yeah. Which I'm gonna flip the interview on you now. I want to hear about the movie theater because I don't think I've ever asked you about that. I mean, we hang out a lot and we play pool a lot. It's like outside of here, we're really good friends. We're close friends. But I don't think I've ever brought up the whole movie theater. How I got that job. I know you've obviously worked in Lemoore. But so that's how that started. You're supposed to turn in an application to Mickey D's, and you just decided to go cross town.
Yeah, I showed up at the theater. I was going to watch a movie with friends, but I was broke, so it was one of those, those like you got me,
yeah.
And I remember talking to one of the girls there, and I did the thing that I don't like hearing. Hook it up with the job. That that little like what?
Yeah, that's always a thing. Hook it up with the job.
Hook it up with the job. And I said that, and then she goes like, "Well, we're hiring right now." I'm like, and my face just changed. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. And I went home over on Spring Street, those apartments on Spring.
Yeah, yes.
Got my application, went to the theater, and then within that week or something, I was already working.
So you missed the movie that your buddy got you on to go apply.
I don't remember watching it. I don't remember if we did or did not watch the movie, but I remember going home and coming back and right there. And then within that week I got hired and started working, and then like right away I was told I was gonna get like 15, 20 hours because it's like part-time, whatever. I was picking up shifts left and right. I was like working almost 40 hours. Dang. Part-time. Right?
But how long did you do that for though? Like how long did it take you to before you made it into like the actual store manager?
So I was general staff until like I was 3 years in general staff. 3 years. That's too long, in my opinion, man. So I was in there for 3 years, but it was like it's all about who you know sometimes. So other people were getting promoted before me, even though I was running circles. And then this other guy came into the picture. He was gonna like stir things up. He was supposed to be the eventually the new owner. He kind of recognized my work, and I think that's one of the good things that came out of being working with him.
To touch on that point though, and it's like it sucks sometimes that like I've also experienced that even at the beginning. It's like you're running circles around people, right? But I think one of the stupidest things that it's like as some owners like to think is because you have seniority means
we got hired at the same
top, dude. No, seniority does not mean you're the shit. It does not mean you're the best worker. It just means you've been there a long time. And I go back to you're in your bubble, you're comfortable. That's why you're there a long time. It's not because you're busting your ass. There's people that are running circles that actually want to get somewhere. And it sucks when I hear like, oh, it's seniority. Nah, dude, that's a BS word.
It's not about seniority. It's not about seniority. It's one, hard work and who you know, to be honest. But those two need to come together because there were people, and I was general manager for 15 years, something like that, right? General manager 15 years. And so I saw it all. I saw somebody saying they have seniority, so they want this. I'm like, that's not how it works. And it's funny the shift that happens in the workforce there. When somebody who did work their butts off to get to a certain point goes, it's not about seniority. All of a sudden, the people who think it's about seniority, they phase out.
No, that's the thing. Even going back to my KFC days, dude, the owner was really good about, training managers on hiring people. Yeah. One of my, things when, one of my tips, when working fast food was I only did interviews on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Especially for youngsters, right? No. If you want a job, there's not a lot of people out there that are going to want to give up their Friday night to go apply at a job. that filter out so many fucking people or so many kids,
that's fine. Okay.
so many
Fuckity
people.
fuck,
I was passionate about that. Yeah. They filtered out so many people, because obviously, shoot, anyone to go on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at whatever time they'll make it happen. Set it up on a Friday night. That'll eliminate a lot of the people.
I did early mornings.
Early mornings?
Yeah. Even though the theater doesn't open until late in the afternoon, I did early mornings.
Well, back then, like I would work long shifts. I would, be home by midnight. So waking up early was a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would work like 11 to close, 11 to 10 p.m. being closed. And then you stay there for another hour.
Yeah.
You clean. Then you get home, you shower out. I mean, by that time, you're going to sleep at 1 a.m., dude. So.
Yeah. Did you stay to close, or did you stay to close the doors and then let somebody else like finish up?
No, I stayed, I remember this real well. I had to work, 5 lunches. Excuse me. I had to work 5 lunches and 5 dinners.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So for of those, yes, I would stay and close and lock up the store. Not only that, it was just to ensure that the cleaning list, that we had in place, there was a clean list.
So you got 1 day off?
I had, no. So 4 days. And then obviously, I would go home after the dinner rush. So I wouldn't close. But I still had 2 days off. Yes.
Okay.
And usually, we couldn't take Fridays off because that's a busy day.
Yeah.
We couldn't take Saturdays off because that was inventory day. That was food cost. That was labor. That was shit. That was all the business stuff.
On Saturday?
On a Saturday, yes. We submitted all the paperwork at the end of closing shift.
Oh, because the McLaren truck would come in on Tuesday, Wednesday with more stuff.
Yeah, it would come in. Yeah, but as far as so Saturdays for store, KFC wise, that's when we figured out our food cost for the whole week. Was Saturday after we closed 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I made the numbers, figure out my food costs for the week, and then labor for the whole week. And I had to stay because that's how our pay depended on. It was based on we would get a percentage from obviously food costs and amount of labor. So I mean, it also motivated shit. I want to be here, and it's slow. We'll send people home. I have to work a little bit harder. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saturdays, that's why now I enjoy having weekends off because I did that shit for so long. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, can you work on a Saturday? I'm like, shit. I mean, if it was our fault that we fell behind, absolutely. We'll work Saturday. We'll make it work. Yeah. But, oh, hey, can you come in on a Saturday and install this? No. No. It's just, not only that, I mean, it's very, very labor intense doing flooring. We're always picking up shit. I mean, I'm always throwing on my back, I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I try to, go to the gym and stay fit, but shoot, sometimes it just, your back, just fails. And we're not getting any younger, Miguel, right? So
no, dude, I remember being like 24, my back went out. And I was just, it was my fault. I picked up like, we used to have film over in Lemoore before we went digital, and they were 50 pounds each. And we would take them upstairs to the projector room and come back down. And we got like 3 new movies that week. So there was 3, maybe 3.5 boxes because some movies are longer. Mm-hmm. And I decided, hey, I'm going to just take them all up real quick. Yeah. It's not going to be a big deal.
So a box of movies threw your back out, Miguel?
Yeah. The movie, the film and the boxes. Movies. Yeah. And I remember just like, it should be fine. And then the next day, no, I couldn't get out of bed.
No, it's always, usually for me, it's always my sciatic nerve, dude. That shit always, fails.
My sciatica.
Yeah, and I always use my knees, but I mean, sometimes we're lifting 50-pound boxes, 80-pound boxes, and, we're carrying a lot of, material in, and we try to speed up things. So we double up on weight, triple up on weight, and, we make it a competition. And later on, we're like,
it's like when you bring home the groceries, you don't want to take 2 trips. So you get all the bags.
Yes. Yeah. That's my case.
Is that a man thing? I can't remember. Like, I don't think I've seen like women do that much. I think it's more like boys and guys.
Yeah, I think it's more of a man thing. But I mean, grocery bags, we're talking, I don't think, I've never had an issue throwing my back out with that, Miguel. It's usually with, it's like in my case, with my crew, it's, you know, it's like, shoot, who's strongest, you know, and who can carry the most boxes.
Tú que estás más joven. No.
Yeah, tú estás más joven, you know, and, well, not my case, but, you know, but, you know, it's like, no, it's like, in a way, I guess the man side always, it's like, shoot, like, I know, you know, it's like I can lift a lot of weight, you know, so it's like you always try to show them, like, dude, it's going to take us an additional 45 minutes. Let's cut half, you know, and double up on boxes. Yeah. So, well, it's heavy. And here I go showing off. Okay, I'll do 3. Yeah. And next thing I know, it's like, shit, I should have done that. You know, just take it with 2. Yeah. But,
I remember when I was younger at the theater and the concession order came in, the bags of popcorn used to be 50 pounds. I think they're 50 pounds again. Dang. But they were 50 pounds. And I would like carry one. I'm like, no, double up. You know, it was me being silly. And then they went to 35 pounds and people were like taking one at a time. I was like,
yeah, they're all using a back brace and shit.
I was doing 100 and now they're 70. Come on, you guys can do it. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was one of those things where like when you're younger, you don't really think about those things, you know? Like I think I heard somebody say like, I remember going on a swing when I was younger, like maybe in their 20s, like on a swing, whatever, and they jump off and land on their feet, right? Mm-hmm. Years later, they try to do that again. They jump off and land on their feet. Everything just gives out. Yeah,
that's like I think that comes with age for everyone. But yeah, it's just obviously it's not just you have to, especially like if you don't stay fit or you know run or do exercise, you know shit's gonna come back and bite you, man.
Yeah, because I walk around thinking like, oh man, if I had to go like jump that fence, I think I would be able to. But then you've seen videos of like guys like trying to jump a fence.
So you would be the guy that makes it over the fence,
but not on 2 feet.
Yeah, but by the time you make it to the other side, we have to call an ambulance. And it's like, oh, my ankle, I can't get up. I've fallen, I can't get up.
Well, I remember like I don't know if it was like fantasy football season or something, but there was a group of guys running on the football field, and the fastest runner. Or whatever, the time depended on who gets picks, right? Mm-hmm. You know, I've only done fantasy football a few times, but like...
What?
Yeah, only a few times. Well, we can try it again. Anyway, so I don't know if it's already...
Each year, dude.
Each year? Yeah. It's already done, isn't it? Fantasy football?
Yeah, like I already signed... Yeah, I'm already in several leagues.
Oh, damn. So they ran, and the fastest time...
I love football.
Well, if we have it at the theater, we should watch it there, on the big screen.
It better be a Raider game, or else don't invite me.
Anything but. Anyway,
this guy.
So they were running, and the way they ran, like you see a kid run, they, you know, their arms are moving, right? Mm-hmm. You assume, you know, you would guess their arms are moving. But here are these like 30-plus-year-old adults running like they don't know how to run anymore.
It's like they forgot.
Like they forgot.
Yeah, it's like it was a talent. And,
like
now just went with the wind.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know. It's just weird. I never want to be that person that like forgets how to run properly.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, even recently, we went out and did that walk, the hiking, the hiking. But I mean, I'm a little more on the, just wilder side. Obviously, I love going on hikes, But yeah, I mean that was that was a good hike. The one we did behind, what was it?
Georgia Brown.
Georgia Brown, yeah.
That's a good spot.
That's a good spot.
Don't tell everybody though. Don't tell everybody because then all of a sudden everybody wants to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean the hardest point is to start up because it's an incline.
I think that's what a lot of people.
So it burns your freaking the back of your calves and But once you make it over that hump, then it's easy and it's just chill as long as it's not freaking 80 degrees outside, Miguel, and then we're not starving. You're trying to do three damn laps that last 2 hours, and I'm starving. Like, no.
2.5 hours. Yeah. So each lap is 3.5 miles, around like 7,000 steps.
Yeah, I mean, I was fine with one, and then, well, I mean, what I would have done longer. I mean, I can walk, I can run, forever. Yeah. It's just it was dinner time. I didn't have dinner, I didn't have a lunch, so I was like, shoot, I need to. Yeah, I need to go eat.
No, and I'm over here like looking at myself like, oh man, I definitely got to take an extra lap or two every day. Yeah. Maybe skip a meal. But going back to
it's calories, man.
I know it's the calories.
Yeah. I know you love
the calories.
Yeah.
So going back to the movie theater. So it took me like 3 years to get to an assistant manager position. But once I got there, it was like 5 months before I became general manager. Like I worked like summer and then a month or two after
Once
that.
the new ownership took over, and that took about 5 months.
New management took over after I became assistant manager. They were like, they sat me, I remember the conversation. They sat me down in theater 4, or he sat me down. He was like, life sometimes throws you a curveball. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm fired.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do?
They caught me eating the popcorn.
They got me. They
caught me on video.
She even caught me on camera, But so he goes, they throw you a curveball, and I'm like, okay. And I just waited for the.
Yo, nice knowing you guys.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, my whole career went before my eyes. Like. How
back to Mickey D's,
yo.
I'm going back to Mickey D's now, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me back my application.
Yeah.
It's still there, by the way. Anyway, so and then he tells me, he's like, yeah, we have this other theater in Lemoore, and we think you'd be a good general manager if you want to, go over there. I know you don't have like a lot of things going on right now. I'm like, I don't know if that was a hit to the soul a little bit, but it's like,
yeah, you're right. I don't
have a family and kids right now.
Wherever you want me to go, shoot, I'll take the first flight.
Yeah, and if I think about it that way, I get mad. But anyway,
that was me when I took the Alaska job. I was like, you're fresh
nothing's holding you down.
Yeah, nothing's holding me down. It's like, hey. You have potential, all this. I mean, I'm like, okay, I'll go. It took a whole 5 seconds. Okay, I'll go.
Yeah, I was about to say yes right away, and he goes, sleep on it, and I'm like, okay,
I'm up here. I'm awake.
I was like, I text him late at night. Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? I'm awake. I already slept.
What are you doing? I'm up. So the next day, I went to the office. I told him, I'll do it. Like, I'm down for it. And then the discussion of salary came around, and I've never tackled salary before. Like, it was never a conversation in my family or anything like that because everybody works hourly. And then there's little flies going around now.
You need a sapper in here or something, dude. It's like that sap this damn fly.
Just
No, I'm not Mr. Miyagi, dude. Like, if I was Mr. Miyagi, that shit be gone. He's all, yes, here you go, Daniel, son.
Yeah. Anyway, so he talks about salary, and I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys have? What are you guys offering?
What do you have available?
What do you have available?
It's not a menu, dude.
I'm over here fucking ordering a salary steak. You know what I'm saying?
I want free popcorn.
For life.
Every shit. I want access to all the soda, all the water, all the candies.
No, I had all that already.
Yeah.
But and he told me the salary, and it was like, oh, okay. I thought that's more than what I thought. I shouldn't have said that. But
can we lower it?
It was a good start.
More than I thought.
Yeah. Can we lower it? Anyway. No, it was good. It was a good starting point. It was, salary is double minimum wage. Right? Right now it's what? 16? So if you're on salary, you get paid 36.
It depends where you work at. Obviously, like Mickey D's, I think they're at 19.20 because they're a bigger chain. So you have to be over a certain amount, and then you have to legally pay that much.
Double for salary.
Yes, but if you're under a certain, like a franchise.
Well, that's why people at like Mickey D's and Panda who are managers, general managers, and on salary, they're making 160, 150, 170,000 a year.
No, I don't think they're making that much.
Are you sure?
They're not making that much.
I thought it was up there.
No. Like if you're a store manager for that, no, not at all, dude. Not at all.
Is it like 100?
Oh, it's less than 100. Yeah. Are
you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. But a lot of the people though, or a lot of the owners also understand where you live, right?
Yeah.
Like Paso, you can't live off freaking 20,000.
Oh hell no.
No. So obviously, and yes, you're working a lot of hours, but I mean that's your life. Like people that do food, and you're a store manager or a restaurant owner, dude. Like you have to be in there every day.
And that's what it was at the movie theater. Like going over there, I didn't know how to be general manager. I just became assistant manager, so I was there every single day trying to learn everything. Right to the point where like, oh, have you checked? What do you think about the park in Lemoore? I'm like, what park? You live by it. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's literally the other way from where you live. Instead of going to work, if you go the other way, it's right there, a block over. And I'm like, I haven't gone to the park yet.
That's called the workaholic.
Right?
Right.
You know,
So, I mean, when you're younger, and obviously, you get promoted, you get all this, all that,
Yeah.
that, I mean, shoot, I went through that too. It's like, well, for my case, I was a workaholic, shoot, a lot of like my years.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the things I regret, it's like, shoot, I didn't enjoy,
Yeah.
life a little bit more, but obviously at the same time, it also, I believe, it got me to where I'm at now.
You learned a lot. You grow, and then you take that knowledge, and you can apply it anywhere you go now. And I think that's the beauty of knowing what I know now. And honestly, like I'm glad I was a workaholic. And I feel like there was a lot of times where people would look at me, and I would be working.
So what happened now, Miguel?
What happened now?
I'm joking.
I'm a workaholic now.
No, you are, dude. You are. You're always on the studio. You're always, plugging stuff. Yeah.
I'm always like on the phone, fucking, trying to do business or something now. But it's something for me. It's not for the theater anymore. It's not for somebody else. Yeah. And that's the thing that doesn't feel bad anymore. It's not for somebody else.
And that's the thing too. When it's for yourself, dude. Like now, it's like you take more pride in it. You want to be there. You want to do it. You want to initiate the whole thing. Like you want. It's like for me when I was like, dude, I want the whole control. Like, shoot, if something goes south, it's because of me.
Yeah.
And luckily that's never happened. But
Right.
But that's that's what you want, right? You want to own your own business and be able to work, to get it to whatever your vision is.
Yeah.
And even from there, the work still doesn't stop because you still have to, maintain it. But no, that, I mean, dude, that I love that, having that, control.
Yeah. And it's still stressful, but it's like a different stress. Like you don't really think about it. You know what I mean? It's like there's something about you're working for yourself. It's your goals. The only person you have to blame is you.
Well, oh shoot. I mean, stress wise, dude.
I mean, yeah, stress wise is up there.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say, yes, it's a different stress, but now the stress, like for my case, shit, it got like 20 times worse, because now I'm not only, when I work for someone, right, the stress is, shit, I got to wake up, I got to go to work, I got to work my 40 hours, make that check, right? Now the stress is, damn, dude, I need to stay booked out. I need to get all these jobs lined up. I need to, have calls coming in. I need to be able to, pay my employees, pay, workers' comp, pay, the bond, pay, insurance.
The bond.
Yeah, bond, dude.
Did you go to jail or something?
Bond this. No comment.
No comment. Yeah.
No, but no, obviously, there's, a bond that, is a contract you have to pay.
Oh, yeah.
It's as a, basically if you owe somebody, pay somebody, obviously they go after and get it out of there. But no, I mean, there's a lot of more things, like fuel, dude. I do in a year, we drive all over the place. And I think last year it was like around almost 30,000 just in fuel. So, it's like we drive a lot, but shoot, it's just, it's stressful, dude. It's stressful. And, sometimes I'm like, fuck, dude, I can't even go to sleep. Just because you have all this stuff, and like I said, we've been blessed and, things are going great, but at the same time, that shit's always in the back of your mind because, I think it's normal, especially, it's like you care and you want to look after your people, and you don't want them down, but, man, California is expensive, and shit, they get you wherever they want, wherever they can.
However they can.
That's the thing, wherever they can. So, shoot, I mean, yeah, it's
just something that we gotta, I always thought like living in California and paying all these things, it's like you're paying for all the 4 seasons. You're paying for the view, pretty much, is what I think. Because if you go to Arizona, it's cheaper, but unless you have AC.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you live in San Miguel, you have no view, Miguel. So I don't know what you're talking about. You have to.
Oh yeah, well, San Miguel is getting up there in pricing too, huh?
Dude, it's I mean, still, like I don't know if I wouldn't say affordable because it's still expensive, you know. And obviously, there's a lot of construction going out there. Homes are building all this.
They're expanding over there. Yeah,
they're expanding, and obviously, it's going to keep
Good business for you.
Yeah, we actually don't do a lot of work in San Miguel. You know, no. But I mean, the thing is, like with new construction, right? These are contracts that are put in place years before. So
Right.
we're
Yeah.
talking,
You told me about that. Like I asked like about the whole like big over here by where the office is, all that development and all that construction or whatever. It's like they already decided 5 years ago.
Yeah, so that's the thing, you know, with new construction, and that's, you know, like, for us to do something like that, obviously somebody has to fall off, you know, and then we come in and, you know, obviously now, I mean, we're charging our current prices, not prices that whole development was, you know, they agreed on 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And usually that's the case with new construction on builds, you know, it's pricing that was already thought about, you know, was planned ahead, was negotiated, you know, was signed. And with flooring, it happens to be on that. Flooring, you know, okay, we agreed on $2, you know, a square foot.
Yeah.
Well, obviously nowadays that's not the going price. So it's, you know, I mean, some of that stuff, you know, it's like, shoot, I don't want part of it, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I guess, I wonder if we can. What would some of the advice be for people who want to get into flooring? I know competition, but like, what would you tell them if they're like, oh, I know I can do flooring? What were some of the things that you learned on the way that you go, man, I definitely wish I knew that way beforehand?
No, you know, that's the thing about like each trade or just even people, you know, it's like, Mr. I can do it all, right? It's like, dude, I can do podcasts, you know, no problem.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah. I'll get my own studio, do all this. You know, I can do all this.
Oh, no. Okay, I see where you're going with this.
You see where I'm going with this,
yeah.
right? So, yes, flooring, that's just easy. Yeah, anyone can assemble, you know, a lock-in mechanism flooring-wise. Yeah, anyone can.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are certain things that go with that. It's not just that. You know, there's more things. Yeah, call whoever you want to do your flooring. I bet you didn't test for moisture. You know, I bet you didn't look for shit that needs to be fixed that eventually, you know, it's going to create an issue with the floor. You know, I bet you some people may, you know, when they install the floor, they got it so close to the walls. Oh, it's perfect. Well, guess what? There's such things called as expansion. You have no expansion, your shit's going to buckle.
Yeah.
You know, so there's things that you can hire any do-it-yourself, you know, or Mr. Do-It-All, you know, that can come in and.
I mean, during COVID, I saw that on TikTok a lot. DIYs, like they redid a whole room themselves.
Yeah, and
I'm sure they're paying the price now.
Well, I'm no complaints here. You know, that's flooring wise, no complaints here. Yeah. No, but the thing is, yes, anyone can do anything that they think, you know, but it's the knowledge. If you don't have the experience, you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're going to run into issues. You're going to get stuck, you know, and later on, you know, it's like, I mean, I've had situations where, you know, people hire cheap, you know, phone installers. And then, dude, I'm talking 3-4 months. You know, I even have video of that stuff that I go in there and their shit's failed. And we're talking people spending like 15, 20 grand on a flooring, you know, and then
I go in there and fix it all.
I have to fix it all. And it's like, okay, now, you're paying, you know, what you should have, because now it's not only that. I mean, it's time, and obviously it's all the stuff that goes with it. Yeah, you know, and that's a big thing, you know.
Yeah. So as far as Paso, like it's growing. I know there's finally new homes, or somewhat new homes being built, because they're more like apartments, really. But like, where do you see Paso going? Like, I don't see you leaving anytime soon, right? I
plan to book a flight out of here tomorrow, Miguel, straight to Cancun.
Yeah, you're retiring, you sell your business. But like, where do you see Paso in like 5 years? Like, do you see it? What part of Paso, or I guess what I'm trying to say is like, why stick around? Do you see Paso still growing? Do you see the slow county still growing?
Absolutely. You know, obviously, yes, it's going to grow. It's going to get more expensive. You know, it's not just like anything, dude. It doesn't go backwards. Yeah. Right. So, you know, even here in Paso on the east side, there's so much land out there. You know? Even around here, where the studio's at, you know, I mean, that was free for a very long time.
Do you think if somebody goes, I'm going to buy a house in Shandon 5 years from now, more expensive?
Well, compared to now, absolutely.
Yeah.
Will it be cheaper than Paso? Damn right. It's just there's only so much out in Shandon, But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think every city's gonna grow. There's no such thing as going backwards.
Right.
When it comes down to that. But here, Paso, there's a lot of places that have a lot of land. The issue is even now with all this construction that's going on the east side, right? Morning time, you have all the freaking schools over here on this side, it's a mess, it's a fucking mess in the morning, dude. Trying to get from point A to point B. You almost have to plan that. Okay, we start work at 8. Now I can't do that because once school starts, dude, trying to get from that point.
But it's only for like half an hour to 45 minutes. Just work around that.
Okay, so that means, yes, absolutely, right? So for yourself, right? Let me book a session at 8:30 in the morning to do a podcast. When do you have to leave to be able to make it to this side?
Oh yeah, people are gonna be late for that session.
Exactly. So that's my point, right?
That's why my hours of operation are from.
Right. during school, they're gonna change. We're gonna be starting at 10 a.m. Right?
Exactly.
That way, so I'm not late and I can sleep in. Yeah. But no, that's the thing. Yes, you have to plan around all that. Because obviously traffic gets heavy on this side, and I mean roads are a mess.
I still better than cities though. Because you lived in cities before.
That's the thing. Oh yeah, I lived in San Jose. I do that. I mean, we're spoiled here. And
Perspective, bro.
That's a fact, right? So in San Jose, I used to live there, right? So I mean, shit, getting from 3 miles, 4 miles, across. It's not even across town, dude.
Yeah.
It's just over the bridge, and it's 20, 30 minutes. Because traffic's that bad.
Yeah. I'm afraid to run out of gas.
Oh well, we'll carry a 3-gallon tank in the back. I don't know. Or even if you go those Prius, or whatever the case is, you still probably be out. No, you just have to think ahead.
No.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we saying?
Something about 3 blend cheese.
3 blend cheese, dude. I can go for some 3 blend cheese right now.
No, it's funny you say that you used to work at Taco Bell because I also worked at a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So when I moved to so I started out in Paso KFC, right? Then Atascadero opened up. I was there, day one.
Yeah.
So I worked there for a couple of years, and then went back to Paso. From Paso, went to Alaska. From Alaska came back to Hanford, then Hanford. Then I worked, for a small amount of time in Lemoore, also the KFC there.
Yeah.
And then I worked in Lamont. I don't think a lot of people know where Lamont is. I worked in Bakersfield. And I worked in Taft. In Taft I was there for a long time. And then I went back to Atascadero. And that's when I decided I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, and when in Taft, I went to get to the 3 blend cheese point.
Okay.
It was a Taco Bell. It was a KFC Taco Bell, and there's a lot of 3 blend cheese there.
Yeah.
And, it goes to a story that obviously we talked about 3 blend cheese on our walk. But yeah, I mean I share the same Taco Bell background, and I'm not a big fan of Taco Bell, especially after managing it and seeing the way beans are made.
I almost became manager there. But the only reason I didn't move up is because other people were being promoted before me.
Oh, the seniority people.
Yeah, seniority people. And then again, at the time I wasn't pushing for it because I was there to work and make a paycheck, and that was it. There was no direction. But when I got to the movie theater, I told myself after I got, I think I was maybe 20. I worked there for 2 years, and then at like year 3 I was like, okay, I gotta do something. Like something's gonna make sense now. So I literally put my head down and just kept working. Every shift that was available, I said yes. Every time they asked me to stay late, I said yes. Come early, I said yes. And then that kind of took off, right? And even when I was in Lemoore, I had a few other businesses ask me, say, would you ever jump ship? And I'm like, nah, I told myself I was going to be here for at least 5 years. And then they moved me back. And then I managed this one for, I want to say 8 years. And then this last New Year's, I was like, I gotta go. And then now here I am, focused on the video podcast.
You left because of just you weren't on board with some of the ideas, right? And that kind of stuff, like changes that were going on, type of thing.
So the idea, I was already building this while I was working there, and it was November 2024, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. One of those 2 days, I was working, and I literally looked out at the sea of people that were in there, and I was like, I can't be here anymore, because I saw the same thing every year. There was the new movies. Yeah, that's exciting.
It's like, right? Like, but for me, that was it. Like, there was a switch, right? It's like I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, it's like once you've had enough. It's like, you've been like playing the part and all this, but like it gets eventually to a point where you're like, shit, I'm done. Like,
I was
today
34.
I'm putting in my 2-week notice.
Yeah. Well, I gave them a month because of the whole
that's nice of you.
I know it's a big thing. I know I'm a really nice guy. Anyway, so I gave him a month.
Big old teddy bear.
Yeah, I gave him a month, and I told I told the staff like during like Christmas party, he was like, hey, by the way, guys, I was trying to get all the staff there because everybody, it's a different world now. Not everybody makes it to the Christmas party. And I was like trying to get, I was like, hey, you coming? All right, man. Merry Christmas, whatever. I'll see you later, I guess, And then I told the staff, and I was just like, hey, starting New Year's is going to be my last day.
No, that used to be a thing, like back in the day too, like with the Christmas parties and all that. Even in Taft, right?
Yeah,
we were a very busy store. So at one point, I had 42 employees.
Oh shit!
Yeah, 42, dude. It was a very busy store. So I mean, 42 employees. So we kind of made it like everybody brought their own food. You know, it's just potluck. Everything was there But no Taco Bell, no KFC.
No.
But everything else, talking like there's a lot of Hispanic people.
Yeah.
But
they brought their own tortillas for the.
we're making tortillas ahí, güey. And then when you can pull up over there and get your taco de birria and then chicharrones, shit, whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
But no, everybody pitched in, brought their own side dish, and no, I mean those are great times. Those times, shoot, I miss.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
No, absolutely. It's like that's when it gets. If you can combine everyone there, that means you have a good crew. You have good chemistry, and everybody gets along. And because that's a struggle, dude. Trying to keep people on the same page where they're all happy and not fighting, and it's a struggle.
Somebody starts dating somebody else and they break up. Oh my goodness!
within
you can't
the
work them.
There,
you can't work them next to each other anymore.
Now they can't work the closing shift, or they can't open now. Shit, But oh dang, dude, that's a whole different conversation there, Miguel.
Yeah, that's another podcast. It's podcast after dark.
The after dark
podcast. So no, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I know we chat all the time and stuff like that, but it was good to like kind of document this for my audience. For any of those who are wondering where they can find you and how, do you want to tell them?
Yes. No, obviously, so we have our website also. It's lionproflooring.com. I mean, there, we're also on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Google us, we're there. I mean, shoot, even if you go watch a movie to the Paso movie theater and you stare at the screens, we're also there.
September 1st, you're going to be on the big screen.
And September 1st, we'll also be on the big screens. Cool. So about 3-4 minutes before the actual movie starts,
around there,
somewhere in there, we'll also be in the movie theaters. So, I mean, I'm trying to obviously stick to Paso. And, just stay local.
Sweet, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, man.
Yep, absolutely.